What you're about to hear sounds like something straight out of a movie, but every part of it is real and it's happening right now in front of our eyes. Most people have no idea how fast the world is changing and how these changes are quietly affecting daily life in America and beyond. Imagine waking up one morning, checking your phone like you do every day, and suddenly realizing that the rules you've lived by for years no longer apply. The systems you trusted, the habits you followed, and the future you planned all feel uncertain. This isn't science fiction. This is the reality. Millions of people are slowly waking up too over the past few years. The United States has been going through changes that most mainstream headlines barely explain properly. Technology, laws, money systems, and even basic freedoms are being reshaped quietly while people are distracted by viral trends, celebrity news, and endless scrolling. The real story is happening behind the scenes. Take money, for example. Most people still think of cash as something physical, something you can hold, save, or spend whenever you want. But that idea is fading fast. Digital money, tracking systems, and automated controls are becoming the new normal. Every transaction, every purchase, every transfer creates a digital footprint that can be analyzed, restricted, or delayed without warning. There are people who recently discovered their accounts temporarily locked, not because they committed a crime, but because an algorithm flagged unusual activity. Imagine the fear, confusion, and panic that creates rent, bills, food, family responsibilities, all suddenly dependent on a system you cannot argue with or even fully understand now. Combine that with rising costs, inflation, housing, pressure, and job uncertainty. Everyday Americans are working harder but feeling poorer. Groceries cost more, gas costs more, rent costs more, yet wages struggle to keep up. This creates stress, anxiety, and frustration that slowly builds under the surface. But that's only one part of the story. Another major shift is happening in technology. Artificial intelligence, automation, and surveillance tools are advancing faster than ever before. Machines are now able to analyze faces, voices, behavior, and even emotions. Cameras are everywhere. Phones listen, apps track location, and data is constantly collected. At first, it seems harmless, convenient, even helpful, but slowly people begin to realize that privacy is becoming a luxury, something only a few can afford. Every click, every search, every message becomes part of a massive system designed to predict behavior, influence decisions, and control outcomes. You won't believe this, but many of these systems already decide who gets approved for loans, who gets flagged at airports, who gets extra scrutiny, and who quietly disappears from opportunities without ever knowing why. There is no warning, no explanation, and often no appeal. Now think about immigration, students, workers, families, people trying to build a better life. Policies change, rules shift, and suddenly lives are placed on hold. Documentation delays, financial checks, and compliance reviews create fear and uncertainty. People are left waiting, stuck between hope and anxiety. Social media shows smiling faces, success stories, and viral dances. But behind those screens, real people are struggling quietly, trying to adapt to a world that feels less predictable every day. Mental health issues are rising. Burnout is common, and trust in institutions is declining. The biggest shock is how normal all of this has started to feel. News that once would have caused outrage now barely gets attention because it happens so often. People scroll past serious headlines like they're just another post in the feed. Here's the part that will really surprise you. Many experts believe this is just the beginning. The systems being built today will define the next decade. How people work, travel, spend, save, and even speak freely. The question isn't whether change is coming. The question is whether people are paying attention and preparing for it. Those who understand what's happening early adapt faster, protect themselves, and find opportunities hidden inside the chaos. History has shown us that major shifts don't arrive with loud alarms. They arrive quietly. While most people are distracted, the ones who notice early are the ones who survive and thrive. Right now, knowledge is power. Understanding trends, systems, and signals can make the difference between being controlled by change or staying ahead of it. This isn't meant to create fear. It's meant to create awareness. Because once you see what's really happening, you can no longer ignore it. You start asking better questions, making smarter decisions, and thinking differently about the future. So next time you hear someone say everything is normal, remember this moment. Remember that behind the scenes, the world is being redesigned in real time, and most people won't realize it until it's too late. You won't believe this, But the future isn't something that's coming someday. It's already here unfolding, quietly right now. And the only question left is, are you ready for it?